Alright, so this year, what work am I going to be doing on this to get it ready for winter? Well, pretty apparent, first thing, is that it has no headlights, or headlight grommets. So that's the first thing I'm going to replace. Secondly, you can see the seat's not covered. I'm going to get a seat cover for it. And this is horribly scuffed up, scratches all over the place, but sadly, I'm going to have to wait to do that because I don't have enough time or extra money to repaint this before winter. So I'm going to paint all the fiberglass one day. I don't know when. So as to the engine, I need new plug wire because as you can see, this is jerry-rigged right here. The thread on top of this plug wire is threaded onto this little crimp connector here on the end of this spark plug wire. Oop, there it goes. Well, that's the way it goes. That was jerry-rigged together, so I'm replacing the wire. This is not the belt that belongs to this snowmobile. I had it on here for testing purposes, so I'm going to put that away and get the belt that actually fits it. As you can see, it's far too long. I need to get a bolt for this clutch, because I actually don't have one yet. And I need to adjust the motor so the clutch, or the primary and the secondary clutches are properly aligned. Brake cable needs to be replaced because while the brakes on this were great, the cable itself sliced in half because it was leaning up against the pulley here while the pulley was turning. So I'm going to need a new brake cable. I may want a new throttle cable too because this is a little jury-rigged, although mostly the big issue with it is sometimes it doesn't open the throttle all the way because it's not quite the right cable. But I'll see if I really care about that. Might be able to make it work. It's going to need new wiring for the headlights. As you can see, the wiring is melted on the exhaust here. I haven't really done a lot of work on this thing in the last couple of years because I've been working on other sleds a lot. And it turns out I really miss this one, so I want to get it working again. I'm going to replace this. I believe this is a condenser or capacitor here for the headlight system, and it's never worked in the whole time I've had this sled, so I'm going to replace that. And under the seat here, you can see I don't have my entire fuel line anymore. I stole it for lawnmowers this year or something. Sometime this summer I took it to put on the lawnmower or something. So I need more fuel line. This is only a little bit here. You can see it's not hooked up there. I also don't have the vapor return line for the tank. That's been gone for a very long time. I wish I still had that, but I'm going to replace it. I'm going to see if I can't replace the gas cap. If anyone knows where to find one of these, please comment below because I don't know exactly where, but I'm going to go on the lookout for one. I believe you can still find them. Oh, and while I have that off, and pull this whole thing off, as you can see, it's not bolted down right now. Tail lights are not hooked up, so that wiring will need to be redone also. So I actually have a ton of stuff to do on this, and if you guys want, I will be happy to record it, film it, and put it together. You can also see this needs to be restitched, but I may not get to that before winter. I might save that for when I redo the painting on the fiberglass. Paint and restitch everything up all nice. So the reason this sled is in kind of a shambles right now, I mean, it's got a windshield, but that's not much. The reason it's in kind of a shambles right now is because the last couple of years while I've been working on other snowmobiles, it's pretty much been sitting, and I have stolen some parts off of it. And now, this year, I intend to get it fully put back together. Oh, and one more thing you can see here. Missing its middle set of bogey wheels. They broke a couple winters ago, quite a few winters ago. And I never put them back together because back then I didn't have any access to welding materials. So that's one thing I want to put back together too, for suspension. That's one more thing I've been kind of ignoring forever on this. But if you can see right here, this pin holds the, well, I don't remember exactly how it works, but this pin that's broken out right here holds the spring in place so that the rear suspension, when it compresses, it pushes on the spring here and the spring on the other side. Same spring on the other side. And on this side, this is broken off, so it's only pushing on one spring on the rear, but I haven't really worried about that because this suspension is really hard, so losing one spring almost doesn't affect it at all. But yeah, I might, if I have time, mix up some fiberglass stuff and patch up the back of this crack here. This crack wasn't originally with the sled. That was when a friend was going around a corner too fast and he rolled it. And Well, that's the way it goes. I'm just glad he didn't break his foot off because it got sucked into the track. So that's pretty much it. I'd love to be working on beautifying this snowmobile this year because that would just be a lot of fun. You know, repainting it, polishing up the parts that are supposed to be chrome but are starting to rust. You know, maybe even replacing this fake wooden stuff on the dash that's been peeling. But I don't have time for any of that because right now it has a bunch of other issues that'll keep it from even running this winter, so those issues are more important. So stick around for some content working on the Ski Whiz here. If you're a Ski Whiz fan, then you know Ski Whizzes are a ton of fun, especially the twins. I've never had a single, but people say the twins are a lot more fun. I will be on the lookout for a single for until I get one. So that's pretty much it. I got some of the extra pieces here that I don't have installed right now, like this grommet for the fan housing, belt guard. I've actually had this belt guard off for multiple years because I took the engine off and forgot to put it back on when I bolted the engine back down, and it gets bolted on the engine mount bolt, so kind of lazy. But anyway, there's a lot of work to do here. There's one of the ignition coils that I replaced on it. You can tell it's not original. So stick around for some work on this. And one more thing. So this Polaris Cobra we've been working on for a little while here. The funny thing is, up there in the speedometer hole originally was this Ski Whiz speedometer. Nice and clean too. Look how nice the face of it is. The glass is not scratched up. The chrome is still nice and shiny. It's a little rusty in the back, but oh well. I don't know if it still works necessarily, but it wasn't hooked up to that at all. There was no speedometer cable. There was no... I don't even think there was a way to hook up a speedometer to the drive shaft, but I'm not sure. There could be. So I'm going to look into seeing if I can't hook this speedometer up to the Ski Whiz, because that's where it belongs. Thing is, I don't know if that's going to be possible because the speedometer holes on this model were, well, they didn't exist. They were just filled up with that snowflake symbol. So, I don't know. I don't even know if this has a speedometer attachment on the drive shaft down here. I'll have to look into it. So, as I was saying before, make sure you stay tuned. Make sure you stick around. I'm going to be doing some work on this, and going to be a lot of fun come winter. I miss riding the Ski Whiz, really. Riding all the other sleds is just not the same as the Ski Whiz. So, make sure to like, comment, and subscribe, and I'll see you next time. That